Okay, today we are talking about Google My Business listings, specifically from the perspective of microgyms, but definitely applies to small business. And I will be going over a friend of the show, Jake Warren Photography's Google My Business listing as well. Give him a little bit of a once over, give him some tips, see if there's anywhere he can improve on that side of things. But mostly what I wanted to do is I had some work to do on this. We took over campus CrossFit and athletics a couple of years ago. We did some updates when we first took it over, added some photos, did some stuff. This listing does well for us in terms of like number of inbounds, considering we do nothing with it. We just kind of keep it updated. But I wanted to go back over through this listing, see if there's anything I could do to improve it, update some of the information, maybe add some new photos and stuff like that. So I thought I would kind of walk through my approach to this, and then maybe look at a few other example places and see if we can give a few gyms some tips on that, as well as Jake's. So let's dig into it. So the first thing, so Google My, officially, there we go. This is called Google My Business. This is the name of the product, right? And behind the scenes, ultimately, like I said, the way that you guys see this is it shows up usually in Google Maps, right? So anytime you're searching in Google and it shows you like an address or the ability to give directions, that's that Google My Business product behind the scenes. It's free. Anytime you have a business, you can create a listing, you can do those type of things. If you go to Google My Business, just Google that information, and then you can come here, you can sign in, you can manage now. It'll help you create a listing if you have a new location. It'll walk you through setting that stuff up. I'm not going to cover that here. It's Google. They will help you figure that thing out. But what I will do is show you kind of what it's like to claim it first and kind of the steps you would go through. So let's start at the beginning. If you don't have your listing already in your name and kind of in your possession, let's start here. I had one opened up as an example. So CrossFit Kamloops, British Columbia. This is my hometown. So I just searched here and I thought I would look at one of these ones. So we'll go to the first one here, natural strength and fitness. And see, just by having this listing here, a lot of the times people will add listings on their own. Like somebody could have attended your gym or knew it existed and added it before. So your gym or your business may exist without you actually doing anything, and that's fine. Google gives you a way to claim this business. So right kind of on this listing, it shows up here. Follow the steps. I mean, we can kind of go through this now, but you just go through the process, right? I'm obviously not going to do that for this place, but you can go through this process. It'll ask you to log in with your Google account. It'll allow you to kind of do that authentication. I think sometimes what happens actually is they will mail you a card, a 4-digit number, I believe. And so you request it, they send it in the mail, you get it in 1 to 2 weeks. You log back in, give them the 4-digit code. It basically just verifies that you get mail at that address, and that's an easy way for them to verify it. So it does take a couple weeks for that to happen, though. Get that process started sooner than later, because you never know how long it's going to take. So we won't spend too much time going through that, but if you need to, go ahead, claim this business, get all that sort of stuff taken care of. Once you get that figured out, this is what it looks like behind the scenes. You go to business.google.com. You can kind of usually access it through your own account and stuff like that. Lots of ways to get to it, but business.google.com will always work. And this is kind of the back end. And so all I'm going to do now is walk through kind of what I'm seeing for the first time, and you guys can kind of follow along with what's important, what's not. Maybe you have your account open at the same time, and we can kind of walk through. And if you're not, if you're listening to this and not watching it on a screen, I'll do my best to sort of walk through it. And so anyway, you log into the back end of the Google My Business thing. So you see your business name here. Always keep that as up to date as possible. It seems very simple. Some people like to, I don't know, put different numbers in there, like corporate insignia and stuff like that. What's most important here is that obviously it is your brand name and your company name, but the variations of it that are descriptive and the correct keywords for the target markets you're looking for, right? So ours is listed as Campus CrossFit and Athletics because we will definitely kind of serve both communities. At one point, CrossFit was a controversial name back in like 2019, 2020 when some stuff went down. So we protected ourselves and we broadened it this way, and it's an acceptable representation of our business. It's not our official legal name, but that's fine. It shows up great for keywords. So there's one point of optimization. Obviously, make sure your address and stuff is all correct. On the home page, this is just kind of a collection of stuff. I won't spend too much time into this. Let's go into, actually, let me check this. So, I mean, on the home page, you get into the performance a little bit. So let's see this. So views, this is how many times people see the listing. Search means this. So basically, like if I'm in Google and I search for CrossFit Kamloops, British Columbia, this is a search result. So if I click on it from here, that is traffic from search. Maps views would be if I'm actually in the Maps application on a mobile device, or in, let's say, this view. This would be the Maps view. This would get credit for the attribution for that side of things. So just to give you an idea of like where that traffic would come from. Searches, so direct, people who find your business profile searching for your business name or address. So these are people who know you, usually searching, in our case, campus CrossFit, campus athletics, that sort of thing. Discovery is people who find your business profile searching for a category. So this would be, CrossFit near me, or group fitness near me, or personal training near me, that sort of search activity. And then activity. So this is what the people did once they came to your listing, right? They either visited your website, they made some phone calls. So again, if you go back to the listing, a lot of times there's a phone number here, and on like a laptop that won't, it may work if you have like software hooked up to it, but usually that's a mobile device. And when people click on it on the mobile device, that will get chalked up here. So we've had 4 calls of people right from the mobile device, maybe searching in the maps or whatever it is, see our phone number, click on it, call, boom. So really a good indication of like, this is always on, of course. And so who's answering your phone calls, and do people are able to answer it all the time? Because, that's a fairly cold lead at that point. And if you answer the call, obviously your odds of converting that into a member or a sale of whatever it is go up significantly. Photo views, this is interesting. 8.55K, so like 8,500, 8,000, 9,000 photo views. This is probably over, the last month or something like that. Performance over the past 28 days. Yeah, so 9,000 photo views on our gym. That is a lot. That is probably one of the more significant metrics that I remember seeing, is that when you post photos to your Google My Business listing, like these photos, seeing you have these categories of latest and stuff like that you can list up here. When you post these get a lot of attention very, very quick, especially if they're good photos. To be honest, I don't know where they get attention. Maybe I see these things, maybe they count just a lot in maps and stuff like that, but it definitely generates a lot of perceived activity kind of around this listing, and sort of the notifications that you get from Google and stuff like that. So yeah, either way, photos seem to be a positive thing for the impact there. Direction requests, this is people actually trying to get directions to your gym or your business, whatever that happens to be. So it looks like this, the dashboard is a good overview on things. And there is a mobile app too. I think it's just called the Google Business or Google My Business app as well. One thing that maybe I'll go straight into, so I'm going to go down the categories on the left hand side and just kind of go one by one through them quickly. I'm going to skip down a few, and I'm going to go to messages. I just mentioned the app, the mobile app that you get. If you don't have the mobile app, when these messages come in, you probably won't get notified from them, and you'll probably take a long time to respond. And that it definitely affects how Google sort of promotes your page and different search results and stuff. If you're not going to reply, then you're less likely than somebody who is going to reply more often. And so I definitely recommend getting that Google My Business app installed on your phone. Have 1 or 2 people in the business that can just answer it sort of quickly. It's usually never anything big. You don't need like a full-time person staffing this or anything like that, but just a quick response is an easy thing to go through. And so these messages come in. Again, people can sort of request this through the listings themselves. I'll see if I can do this. If I go back to the listing, yeah, see some of these entry points, I'm not 100% sure where they come from, but people do come through these entry points. Maybe there's a way to message on here or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it's mobile specific. In any case, people do come through and message. It's not a ton, like I said. So like one in August, one in September, one in October. So it looks like one a month recently. And all we do is we just try and go through and answer it as best you can. Definitely don't leave it wait for too long. You'll see with these ones, I just try to reply to everything, whatever the question happens to be. And then move on, and always try to direct the conversation back to email, whatever that happens to be. Okay, so let's go through a few more sections on the side. So home, like I said, that's the top one. We went through that. Posts is your next option on the left-hand side. If you look down this one, this shows some of the more recent content that you've posted here. I don't know where this stuff shows up, to be honest with you. It does get, about 1,000 views every single time. I would probably try this. If you're going to have somebody do some work on this, I would do some posting, whatever that happens to look like. It looks like that's probably the button for creating a post. Yeah. So just down in the, I just clicked, there's a little blue button in the bottom right-hand corner. You click on that one, you can create a post. Create an offer, what's new. Maybe I'll experiment with this. I honestly wouldn't spend a tremendous amount of time on that, but I'll experiment with that later and maybe see if we do something else on that. So anyway, post is there. Info is important. This is just the basic information. So if you get this wrong, you're really going to miss out on a whole lot of stuff. So definitely spend some time doing this the first time if you set up or take over a business, but spend some time regularly sort of going through this and addressing these things, right? Like, is your name still accurate? Are all the categories still up to date? One thing to note for the categories is Google changes these sometimes. They add new categories, they change categories, sort of recognize groups that weren't there before, or subgroups of like other categories or something like that. So just have a look at this on a regular basis and see what other people in your area are categorizing themselves as, and just kind of keep up to date with that. Address, service areas, that makes sense. Hours. One thing with hours, like I'm looking at ours, and some of the hours are highlighted as orange and some of them are highlighted as black. And you can see right up at the top here, it says review your business information to improve your presence on Google, then click confirm at the bottom of your screen. So again, if you don't log in to do this, you may never get the benefit of this. And what this is probably representing is that users have either suggested that our hours are different than what they are, or Google has sort of figured that thing out based on like traffic and signups and contacts and responses and like those kind of things. But in any case, I mean, you just have a look at it. You can go like, okay, these make sense or they don't. 5:39, we're basically there till 9. 8 to 5, we do have kids stuff. So I mean, yeah, there's stuff going on all day with that. So we'll leave those there. More hours every once in a while. This is one thing to note. Once you sign up for this, you may get emails which talk about holidays, and Google may say, hey, Thanksgiving is coming up. Do you have special hours? And it'll give you the ability to give like special, Monday, Friday hours, that sort of thing. Use that if you get the chance to do it. It definitely helps with inbound inquiries and stuff like that. It's not the end of the world if you miss it, but it would be a good thing to do if you have the time or somebody managing this. Obviously, make sure your phone number is up to date, website, all that sort of stuff. Appointment links. There's always the ability to add products. Personally, I've never done this. It's a lot of work. There's no guarantee that you're going to sort of sell some stuff. I don't know a lot of people that sell a tremendous amount of stuff through Google Shopping like this, so I would not bother doing it. I would spend my time doing something with Shopify. Sorry, I was just going through info and I clicked on products and it took me over here. Products, services. So again, it looks like some services were updated. Again, that's probably user-driven stuff. It's generally pretty helpful. Sometimes you'll have people do, slanderous stuff, and so just keep an eye out for that. But it's pretty easy to moderate that, and Google's pretty good. They won't let a lot of tough stuff slip through. But obviously, some people have said like, "Hey, we run youth classes and strength training and teen programs," and that's true. We have kind of expanded into a bunch of those groups as well. So yeah, that's positive. From the business, you can update these things. I'm not going to spend time doing that now, but these are always helpful things to just keep full and sort of rich and as up to date as possible. You never know when that might be a filter or criteria that somebody's looking for. So just keep it as up to date as possible. This is kind of an important one. This from the business, this boilerplate information. Um, Make sure it's written well. Spend some time making sure that that's done accurately, and it properly describes your location and your services, and sort of why you're better than other people. One is for keyword purposes, but two, this might be the only interaction that you get with somebody. They read your bio on this thing, and so definitely spend some time making sure that that's right. um, yeah, keywords accurate. Yeah, all that good stuff. I guess maybe ask yourself, what questions would you have? Or even ask somebody that's new. This would be a better idea. Don't ask yourself. Ask somebody that's actually new coming into your business. You're like, hey, read this. Does this like make sense? Or try that sort of thing out. And once you find that statement, you'll feel good and you'll be able to use that sort of in a lot of places. Okay. All right, so let's go into the insights section here. So this is the metrics of things. This is kind of, I guess, more informative more than anything else. There's generally not a ton of action you can take on this, but I'll break it down anyway. So how customers search for your business, 40% are direct, so they're searching for the name of my business. 42% are discovery, so they're searching for the category of my business. 16% are searching for the name of my business specifically. No, sorry. 16% are customers who find your listing by searching for a brand related to your business. So in the case of Campus CrossFit and Athletics, that would be the word CrossFit, maybe other similar brands like maybe Rogue or Nike or Reebok or something like that. There may be affiliated brands with your stuff as well. But so anyway, that's kind of the categories that they come in from. Where customers view your business. So listing on search versus listing on maps. I covered that before. So those are kind of the two different entry points. Customer actions, again, it plots it over time, visits your website, etc. Yeah, there might not be a tremendous way to improve a lot of that sort of stuff other than just make sure your website is good. Like the page that you take people to is relevant for where they just came from. Just think about walking down a path. If all of a sudden the path takes a weird turn, it can be jarring sometimes. So just kind of put yourself in the shoes of somebody searching on Google, maybe on their phone. They find your business, they visit your website. What does that website say from that point? Like, are you taking them to the appropriate page? This is an interesting. Direction requests, the areas where customers request directions to your business from. Interesting. Okay, I actually haven't used this or have seen this before, but it looks like it breaks down just kind of where the people are coming from. And so this may or may not be of tremendous interest. It's obviously all kind of around my neighborhood, but there might be some stuff that's interesting there. You could use this information for maybe like ad targeting. Yeah, let's see. Oh, interesting. A decent amount from kind of far away geographically. Okay, number of phone calls. Popular times. My most popular time is around 5 o'clock on Tuesday. Oh, because I'm sorting by the day. So, or no, that doesn't actually matter. It says my most popular time is always 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. Interesting. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe that's when I'm going to throw parties. All right. Photo views. Yeah, so you can see photos drive a lot of interactions here. Definitely the more you do it, the more engagements that you'll have. Do more of that if you can. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Photo quantity, the number of photos that appear on your business compared to photos from other businesses. All right, I'm lacking here. check this out for yourself. This just basically means that other gyms around you or other businesses around you are doing more, and this definitely plays into the ranking. So just don't be on the bottom side of this like I am. That's definitely going to be something we're going to have to change. All right, going through to reviews. Just always make sure that you reply to them. Hopefully, these are just reviews, but you should still definitely reply to them like I have not been. But reviews are definitely key. Encourage them if you can. We can talk about that kind of in another event. But at the simplest form, just ask people if you're like, hey, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a review. That oftentimes will be a natural lead into the, hey, do you have any friends that you might recommend to come here? That sort of conversation. So do that. But in any case, try to reply to every review if possible. This helps a lot with SEO stuff. It shows engagement, and it shows if somebody else is going to leave a review, people like to feel validated. And if it looks like everybody else gets a reply, they will feel more inclined to write you a review because they feel like they're going to get that response, and then they're going to be a little bit of a celebrity for that moment and that point of time. So yeah, definitely leave leave feedback on that. Moving down the sections, messages, we went through that one. Photos, yeah, let's talk about this one. So for a while there, we were doing a lot of photos. We are lucky to have Jake Warren on the team and a member of our gym, and he helps us take a lot of these great shots. And you can see they do drive a lot of engagement, and they just look good, right? They show kind of the culture, the behind the scenes, what things are. We definitely can do better. We were, doing okay for a little bit, but definitely if I'm going to take this critique seriously, that we've got some outdoor stuff, we've got some gym stuff, we've got the basics covered, but that's pretty much it. We've got the start of some good stuff, but we need to build on that. So definitely spend some time going through this. Bookings, get booked through Google. It does not look like I have any options for this. Maybe because I'm listed in Canada, there's not a provider here, but check this out. If anybody has any questions on this, they can just reach out to me and I'll tell you kind of what to look for there. But we'll see. Products we talked about, like I said, I would not spend your time on this. Open to feedback, whether I'm missing the boat on that, but I would spend your product selling time and efforts elsewhere. Services. Now, sorry, let me add a caveat to that. If you are a product selling business and you only sell 3 products, right? And it's like 3 pairs of running shoes, and that's it. Yes, definitely list your products here. The more exposure, the better. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. If you're a gym, no, do not do that. That doesn't make sense. So what I'm talking about in the products for the gym, it would be like your food and beverages, maybe your t-shirts, like those kind of things. That's where I'm saying it's probably not worth the effort. In those type of businesses, service businesses, the effort is worth filling out the service categories. We spent a lot of time going through this stuff originally when we purchased the gym. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through these updates. As you can see, some categories have been added and we've kind of gone through that. So that's fine. We'll leave those there. Services are updated. I need to accept some changes. Youth, teen, youth. Okay, so I'll accept those changes. So there was just, some updates. Like I said, some people added that we're running youth classes and teen programs now. So what I would probably do here as a next step is I would go into a lot of these youth classes, add some price, add some service description every single time. I'm not going to do that right now, but go through and fill these out. Definitely, if you're a service-based business, fill this thing out. Again, this adds to sort of the keyword information and the SEO side of things. But Google uses this in a lot of different ways to sort of match people to profiles and stuff like that. And this is just basically giving as much information as possible to allow whatever systems might be recommending things to have information to do that with. So keep that full. Next option on the left-hand side is website. What is this website? What is this? What is this? Yes, they have a website builder thing as well. Maybe. I obviously played with it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try this out. If you have any experience with this, let me know. I can talk about that. Users, this is probably just permissions and stuff like that. So this is, yeah, this is where you can add other people to be able to manage the listing. So maybe you have somebody, yeah, here, let's do this. I'm going to add Annalie and campusathletics.ca. And I'm going to make her manager. Perfect. And so this should allow Annalie to be somebody that can come in and do a number of these things, like photos, like bookings, like that sort of stuff. And then you can go into some other things like creating ads and stuff like that, but I won't go into that. But that would be the basic stuff for like a free listing of a good service that you know gets a ton of traffic and will probably generate at least a greater than zero amount of leads to your business every single month. It's worth kind of a 30-minute pass through. Definitely get some photos up there, maybe once a month. Just add that to your routine. Go back on Instagram, take some of your Instagram photos and like pop them up here. But definitely that's a good once pass through on the back end of Google My Business. And so now with that in mind, let's look at the front end and we'll see how this plays out. So where did I start? Where did I start? That's right. I started with CrossFit Kamloops. So I just, again, Kamloops is my hometown. So I just searched CrossFit Kamloops, British Columbia. And I thought I would go through some of the listings that they have here and see if there's anything that we can point out. And then, yeah, if you are one of the owners of that business, hopefully this helps. If you want, I'd be happy to clarify anything on here or whatever. There's probably easy ways to contact me in the listings and stuff like that. Tony at bestbox.co if you want to just email me there too, that works. But either way, let's go through this and we'll see kind of what they have, if there's anything that they can improve on. So the interesting thing that I noticed right here is that these have the same address. So maybe these are two businesses just in the same place. All right, so Natural Strength Fitness. Okay, so photos, let's start there. It just has the Google Street View photo. So it's doesn't even look like a gym necessarily from the front. Hard to say. I know some gyms just kind of have a sign on the door, but anyway, nothing super apparent there. Either way, some better photos of the business would be good. Let's check the website. TC Strength. Okay, it goes to a website. This looks, yeah, okay. It goes to a website, but what I'm noticing is that website's actually for that other business. So it's got a phone number, it's got an address, doesn't have hours, doesn't have photos. So this is probably just not claimed 4 years ago. Oh, it might just be an old listing as well. So what I might actually recommend, I don't know if this is even possible. Actually, it should, because you're at the same address. If you're the person that owns this, I would, or if you're the, yeah, let's go back and look at this. I would venture a guess that this other business that is at this address, 781 Notre Dame Drive, probably owns this or is now in the location that this place used to exist. And what I would recommend is to this business, because you're at the same address, I would go to this one, claim this business, and then shut it down if it's not a valid listing anymore, because it looks like a lot of the reviews and stuff are pretty old. But either way, yeah, that's a good thing. You might run into this sometimes. Claim it, shut it down, clean it up, because it's actually ranking higher than your real business, it looks like right now, that has hours and is managed. So let's look at this one. All right, TCSC Kamloops. I remember this. I have dropped into this gym before. Yes, I have. Excellent. It's a fun gym. Yeah, good place. Okay, so we've got, they've got, let's quickly scroll through. They've got a bunch of photos. People doing cool stuff, tons of photos. Cool. They check the photo box. So if I click on this, they've got some latest photos. They got some photos of the gym, exercise machine. Yeah, you can categorize a lot of this stuff too, for sure. Stuff by owner, the Street View stuff. Cool. So they got a lot of the photos, boxes checked. Reviews look good. If you hadn't checked it out, please do. Cool. And this guy left a bunch of things, photos and stuff like that. This is a great review, left a month ago, but there wasn't a reply, it doesn't look like. That's a great opportunity. This is a you don't see this very often with reviews. This is David. You definitely obviously this place has made an impact on you. Good stuff. Either way, I would recommend definitely go in and leave some recommendations, or sorry, reply to some of these reviews. Go through. I don't know if they have replied to any. Oh, here's one 4 months ago. Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys get a lot of reviews in a short period of time. Wow, good problem to have. So you guys are just too good that you get too many reviews and you cannot keep up with it. Good for you. Good for you. So yeah. Anyway, as best practice, try to reply as much as can. It looks like there's some opportunity to maybe engage and see what kind of why somebody didn't give you a full 5 stars. But either way, it looks like you guys have a good problem of just too many reviews to deal with. So awesome. Let's check out the hours. 8:15, 8:15, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Hours look good. Phone number, I assume, works. Hours are there. Photos are there. Bam, good job. So a couple of things that might help with them. Let's go through Orange Theory. I don't deal with those people. Kamloops Fit Center. Let's take a quick look at this one. Kamloops Fit Center. Got a bunch of photos. I like the green. One of our gyms is that color green. Cool. Yeah, a bunch of photos, people doing the fitness. I don't know if there's a tremendous amount of, yeah, okay, there's the facility photo. There you go. Well, maybe let's see. We go through by gym. Yeah, see, there's not a ton of the gym here. Maybe that was the one question that was coming to mind is like, what does this place look like? What type of equipment does it have? But maybe you could add a few more there. Stuff by owner. Videos. Oh, videos are always a good ad. Always add videos if you have them. Good job on that one. Health and safety. So let's see. Hours are good. See, the website works. Cool. Cows Fit Center. Yeah, so maybe this is an interesting maybe example of walking the people down the path, right? So if if you're the owner of this business and somebody searches for you and you show up as a good option for them, and they're obviously interested, right? Because these people are are qualified leads. They're searching for this stuff, and they click on this Kamloops Fit Center link, and the page that you take them to. Um, oh wow. Okay. So one thing at a time here. The page that you take them to is really just a generic contact form, and that's good because you definitely want to convert them. Like they're kind of useless if you don't know the information. But there's no information about what they just walked through, right? So like, great, I searched for CrossFit, and I did actually. I searched for CrossFit Kamloops, and maybe you offer it, and I click on this website, and there's not this. You don't tell me anything about the CrossFit that I just searched for. So it's an opportunity to ideally, maybe you have a CrossFit page, Animal Flow. So say you've got a page like this that has CrossFit on it, I would take them there to that page that has some information, and if possible have a, even a book now, or even better would be a sign up form right on this page. But I would think about that. That's an interesting opportunity to just kind of connect the people on that journey. Okay, I'll try and keep going quick on this. Kamloops Center. I'll do one more in Kamloops. There's one that I know that always shows up. Where is it? It's this one, Strength Camp. This one always shows up. A lot of people from my hometown end up at this place. So let's have a quick look at this. Strength Camp. Okay, cool. They've got a bunch of photos. Gratitude week. That's cool. Yeah. I think you guys are just missing some of the higher end photos, like an actual photographer coming in and doing some of that stuff. Like you got a ton of good user content. That'd be the only thing. So address located in hours and they close makes sense. Strengthcampgym.com. Whoa. Okay. Well, I guess there's an opportunity for you. Strengthcampgym.com is that when I go to your website, it's ClickFunnels is saying you need to unpause your account to remove this banner. So you guys are missing some opportunities on that. I don't, yeah, so maybe we'll try and reach out to you guys and let you guys know that specifically. So anyway, Strength Camp, I'm glad I knocked on that door. One opportunity there. Photos, reviews, let's see, do you guys reply to reviews? More reviews, you got lots of them though. 2 weeks ago, 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars. I'm not seeing a bunch of reviews though. That's the only thing. 7 months ago, a year ago, hesitant. You guys got a lot of good reviews. Good job, guys. Yeah, tons of good content on here. But again, you guys aren't reviewing. So maybe you haven't claimed this listing, maybe, or don't have access to it or something like that. But definitely, if you get a chance, reply to these guys. It'll help. It makes them feel good, like I said. Okay, we'll skip out of that one. The other location, actually, chime check. Okay, so we went through one town, cool. Let me go through and we're gonna do the same sort of review on friend Jake Warren Photographies. I'm gonna dig a little bit more into this one. So Jake is not a gym. Jake is a small business, an interesting use case for Google My Business because he does not have a physical location where he services customers. I mean, he has an address that his business runs out of, but he does not have, a storefront, let's say. So he does have a listing. And we talked a little bit about this today or the other day, and I thought, yes, it is probably the right idea for Jake to have a business listing, even though it is kind of his house, and people don't necessarily come there. It's still another way, another avenue, another door, sort of that you can open for your business that people can walk through, regardless of whether it is. And this kind of allows you to show up for the photographer near me, or insert service name near me sort of searches. And so yeah, it's definitely something I would recommend. So let's look at this here. He's a photographer. The first image I see is something crazy looking, which I guess kind of fits the bill. Oh, that is cool. Okay. So you're a photographer, Jake. The first thing that I would expect is to be wowed by this. I get it, it's probably not your portfolio, but a lot of people will see it. And as long as you're fine with these photos, like the rights of them and like the publicity of them being out there, I would have a fair amount. Let's see, you've got some. You do have some of your kind of more recent ones on here. I feel like, Jake, you have been updating this one. Good for you, sir. Good for you. It's what I would expect from a photographer. There's Jake. Perfect. All right, so the photos are there. Awesome. So now let's have a look. The address is here. That's fine. Hours, 9:30 to 4:30, 9:30 to 4:30, Saturday, Sunday closed. Guess I don't know what control you have over these hours, Jake, but what I might recommend is actually just expanding this, almost to waking hours, because ultimately you may reply to an email, or a phone call or a text message. I imagine if it's at 6 p.m. you may, and if it's at 8 a.m. you may, and not necessarily, on weekends you may as well, right? So I would broaden that perhaps, and then just not answer the calls rather than have them sort of pre-filtered further up the funnel. Yeah, you can do the funneling or the filtering sort of downstream. So extend those hours maybe a little bit. Health and safety. Appointment required, mask required, staff wear masks, staff required, disinfect. Okay, that's just like some basic checkbox stuff. Dubsado. I click on Dubsado. I find error, public appointment scheduler not found. So I just want to recap. I think I looked at 3 or 4 of these listings, and at least 2 of them had websites that did not break. So that's kind of sad that 50% of the random ones that I just selected in this time, their front door was basically locked. I tried to knock on this website and I got a error, public appointment scheduler not found. So Jake will need to fix that. That's the appointment setting, my friend. Website, jakewarren.ca. Cool. Takes me to your portfolio site. Good. Yeah, so the only perhaps, I like this, the mailing list thing pops up. That's cool. Um, the only recommendation or potential opportunity for you, Jake, might be to take somebody more directly to a booking page, since you know that they have intent, right? People have found you through this avenue. So specifically on your Google My Business listing, perhaps consider listing this website URL as I think you had a book a shoot page, but a version of this that has a little bit more information and more direct, right? So they come to the home page, they can browse and stuff. Yeah, it may or may not make a difference, but potentially something worth testing is taking people directly to a more direct, you know, I know you came from Google. This is obviously what you're looking for. Here's the quickest path to that. Okay, Dobsano, that broken link though, that's bad. Okay, keep going through places phone number. Jake, my friend, you don't have a phone number. You need a phone number, even if it's an answering service or something like that. Even if it's your personal one. I definitely understand not putting your personal number up on here, so I would definitely recommend a virtual phone number of some sort. You can find those. Grasshopper is a good example. Grasshopper.com does it. Google Voice has a lot of them. There's tons. Get yourself a virtual phone number so people can call you. Or in the meantime, just put your own and see if it becomes a problem, and then change it if you need to. Okay, from the owner. Oh, what did you do here, Jake? Jake did a post if you're needing some photography. Cool. Maybe Jake, we could talk more about this and see if you got any interest from this, because I was talking about doing that in one of the other things we were looking at. Okay, so reviews, response. Good job, Jake. Response. Oh, beautiful. Great work. Good job on the reviews. Obviously, you'd always like to see more of these. I think especially in your industry, that would be one of like the key sort of decision-making criteria for people. But yeah, that's overall good profile starting. Definitely some opportunities there, Jake. So we'll get those cleaned up. But I hope that is helpful. A review of the Google My Business listing stuff. Google My Business kind of properties and stuff that you can control. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to dig into with this. But I hope that helps sort of get some basics set up and a couple of businesses, some new doors opened up. So thank you.